Welcome into Rice-Eccles Stadium for the 4A semifinal. Dusty Litster and Dane Stewart from Deseret News Rewind with you. Pineview and Orem ready to do battle. The winner will take on the Dixie Flyers. And Dane, we've been thinking this is going to be a high-scoring game. It is cold, and it's, well, it feels late. It's only 6 o'clock. But this should be a good one. And we are underway. It'll be taken inside the 5-yard line. And some room coming near side. Peterson with a nice return. And Jake Peterson gets the offense, the starting point beyond the 30-yard line.
Yeah, great return for Peterson on that opening kickoff. Able to get it above the 30. And Dusty, this is going to be, I mean, we're going to get a chance at one of the real keys early in this ball game. How does Pineview try to deal with Orem offensively? Obviously, Puka Nakua has set some career receiving records in the state of Utah. And talking with the staff before the game said, hey, we're not going to try to scheme to Puka. We're going to try to give some different looks to Cooper Laga. We're going to get a chance real early on to see some of those looks and see how Pineview tries to defend against one of the top, well, the top scoring offense in the entire state.
So here's Cooper Laga, and on first down,
oh, gee.
What a move. A great carry there by Buju Tuisavara. Tuisavara, I mean, normally we would be saying, you think we'd be saying Noah Sewell, but Tuisavara has been the running back in the last few weeks for the Orem Tigers.
Yeah, it was one of the things that kind of surprised me. I mean, we saw Sewell week 1 against Bingham, and I presumed that he was going to be the guy out of the backfield. And then, Dusty, you did the game last week and came back not so, my friend. And Tuisavara, a nice run to start things off there.
Rocky goes in motion. Laga, quick set and fires complete. And that is to Jake Peterson. And Peterson had the nice kick return, and now with the catch there, and it's 1st and 10 Tigers at midfield.
A nice job here by Peterson. Able to go find that soft spot in the zone, turn around real quickly. Cooper Laga, I mean, he has become one of the real elite quarterbacks in the state. Has been Mr. Consistency in terms of total offense across the country the last couple of years. And this year's been no different for the senior quarterback.
Tuisavara motions out of the backfield as Laga rolls near side, fires complete to his favorite target. That is Puka Nakua, the future USC Trojan, and he's right at the mark at the 40-yard line.
Boy, and he's the guy. I mean, when we saw this game, and you know, number 1 offense, number 2 offense in the state on the same field, the same night, but it's going to be the Puka show. And he's going to have some receptions that if you're watching tonight, you're going to just laugh at the kind of skill that he has on the outside. And it's a real weapon for the Tigers.
1st and 10 at the 40-yard line. And it's Tuisavara coming near side. And he found a little bit of a crease and gets inside the 35-yard line. They mark him out of bounds at the 33. And it'll be 2nd down and short.
That is the shortest gain on a play from the line of scrimmage tonight for Orem, and it picked up 7 yards.
This is what they do. I mean, this is the Mountain Crest game last week was surprising to go 7-0 to start for Mountain Crest as Sewell now comes on the field in the power pistol. Young man who moved up from St. George, so a chance to go after some of his good friends. Is now Sewell with the carry. And Sewell bounces outside. Oh, what a move to the 20. Sewell inside the 15, the 10, the 5. Touchdown, Orem Tigers.
You just don't appreciate the athleticism of Noah Sewell. I mean, you see him and you're like, oh, yeah, he's big. No, he is big. I mean, you go down to the field level and you stand next to number 2. This is a man. And then you see him get the ball. And Dusty, Pineview's in, I mean, they're in good positioning to tackle him here, and then he's going to outrun a couple defenders. I mean, number 2 is I was going to say a not needed weapon in this offense, but a well-received weapon in this offense. And, I mean, certainly every option is wanted and needed, but man, the rich get richer at Orem High School.
Absolutely. 9:53 remaining in the first quarter. Sewell gets Orem on the board. You're watching the 4A semifinal on Deseret News and live.ksl.com. Seven nothing the lead for the Orem Tigers on top of the Pineview Panthers, and a chance to see the high-powered Panthers coming up. Cold night here in Salt Lake City. It was cold down on the field in the pregame. As that ball goes out of bounds short of the goal line, that should be bringing the ball to the 35-yard line. And now there's the flag. So good field position here for Pineview, and a chance to see one of the more high-powered offenses, and a team that is part of the hidden gem known as Utah's Dixie down in St. George.
Yeah, I mean, Dusty, this is an offense that is kind of atypical to what you customarily see. You've got Dallin Brown, senior quarterback, has thrown for like 1,200 yards, ran for 1,400 yards, and then he'll split time at that quarterback position with Gunnar Croton, who is more of a true passer of the football. Doesn't have that same dual threat nature to him, but also has been very good, throwing for over 1,200 yards in his own right, and it's an offense that has only been surpassed by Orem. Orem scoring 52 points per game, Pineview at 50.
It is Brown getting the first snaps here. They'll start on the ground for the Panthers. And a short gain on the first play on the carry for Pineview. And this is going to be a lot of fun. The silver on white. It's going to be a blast. That is right.
Tosh Wright. And he's a kid that's ran the ball very well in this offense, too.
Brown going to throw. Rolls to his right. He's got a man wide open down the field, and he just can't get enough on it. It is now third down and long for Pineview.
Boy, fortunate that time, because you're right. Pineview had Adrian Shelton just running wide open, no one around him, and Brown just couldn't get enough strength behind the throw.
So third down and 8. Offensive coordinator is former BYU head coach Gary Croton. So third down, Brown. He runs away from pressure. Now takes off, gets to the 40-yard line before he's escorted out of bounds by Noah Sewell. And it'll be punt time for Pineview. So nice job on this from this Orem defense, called by Coach Jeremy Hill, the head coach of the Orem Tigers.
And might that be the difference in tonight's ball game, Dusty? We talk about two high-scoring teams. Offenses have a feeling if you got a punt, you're going to be at a strong disadvantage with the way these two teams can score.
And they block the punt. Orem gets to it and then gets the recovery. Joe Smith gets the block and then recovers it. And Orem didn't need any help, and then out of a short field.
What a start for the Orem Tigers. A fantastic job by Smith. Came along the bottom side of that second layer of blockers, and just no chance for Pineview to get this punt away. And just like that, Orem set up in the red zone.
This game is going to come down to mistakes and turnovers. And there's the first one. Tui Severa is the running back, along with Rocky. And Laga will play action. pressure coming. Lagat comes near side, fires underneath the Tuisavura. He makes a nice move to the 10, and then finally spilled at around the 6-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal for Orem.
Got to be nice to have this wealth of options, Dusty. I mean, I'm watching a couple crossing routes down the field. It's defended well by Pineview, and it's Tuisavura able to find a little bit of gap and then turn it upfield for the first down.
So Tuisavura and Rocky with Lagat in the backfield. That's Rocky in motion. Give to Tuisavura, picking his way inside the 5-yard line, and where he's finally stopped by Pineview's number 40, and that is Mason Katoa. And it'll be 2nd and goal from the 2. And now Noah Sewell comes on the field. Had the rushing touchdown in the opening drive. And might he be the lead blocker here for Tuisavura? As they go Tuisavura behind Sewell, and Tuisavura in for the touchdown. Buju with his first, and it's quickly 13-0 Orem.
Wow, what a start for Orem. I mean, Dusty, your opening drive, you march down the field like it's nothing. You get a 3-and-out, force a punt that you block, and 4 plays later, you're in the end zone? And just like that, a 2-possession lead for the Orem Tigers.
Welcome to Orem football. As the extra point is up. Great job just to get that hold down. It is good. 7:51 left in the first. Orem up 14-0. You're watching the 4A semifinal. Commentary brought to you by the Utah Army National Guard. Orem set to kick it away. Pineview waiting for it inside the 10-yard line. Little pooch kick. Taken at the 11. And the ball's loose. And Orem recovers.
Guess who, Dusty? Joe Smith was the man who forced that fumble.
And recovered by Jacob Wergler, who has 2 defensive touchdowns in the postseason. And Dane, if it can go wrong, it is going wrong for Pineview.
How about 85? I mean, he's the first man down there for the Tigers, and the hit able to force it out right now. I mean, you've got 2 short fields for the number 1 offense in the state. Puka, I believe, is 1 touchdown away from the single season touchdown receiving mark. I go to him right here, clear bracket coverage on number 12 at the bottom.
Lance Reynolds Jr., the offensive coordinator for these Orem Tigers, turns and gives to Sewell his 2nd rushing touchdown of the quarter. And just like that, it is a 3-score game with 7:36 left in the opening frame.
Wow. You know, there was a lot of talk. We had this conversation, Dusty. If Pineview won this game, Dixie winning last night, would this be, well, it's not looking that way in the early going. How about the start from Coach Hill's group?
Wasting no time. And with 7:36 left It is 21-0. Orem all over Pineview. Kickoff coming up when we come back. You're watching the 4A semifinal. Commentary brought to you by the Utah Army National Guard. Orem kicking it away, and Pineview fumbled the last return. And this is Dallin Brown on the return, the starting quarterback, and he is spilled by Joe Smith. How about the first quarter for Joe Smith? Block punt, recovers the punt, he forces a fumble, and now he gets a tackle on the kickoff.
I mean, I'm not going to lie. Noah Sewell, 2 carries, 48 yards, 2 touchdowns. That's pretty good. But Joe Smith is up there for an early nomination for our player of the game.
And now the Pineview offense back on the field. Dan, this is crazy. We were talking during the break that, you know, Orem's around 3 times the amount of offensive plays that Pineview has. That's only because Pineview's only ran 3. It was a 3 and out in their own possession.
And it's a 3-possession game. I mean, right now, on average, Orem is taking 3 plays to score a touchdown.
Yeah.
And 2 of those are short fields, I get it, but the numbers are what they are.
Start on the ground, just trying not to lose their wits, but it's Noah Sewell on the tackle. As it was Tosh Fatafehi. I was going to do it, Fatafehi right on the carry.
Yeah, I'm sticking with Tosh. I will say it was Tauhi Tupola, the sophomore, was the first man in the backfield for Orem to help slow that play up.
Croton fires complete. And that is a Pineview first down to the 37-yard line. And I don't get a good look at that number, but it is a first down for the Panthers.
Yeah, that one bunched up. Good to see a nice reception there for Pineview.
Fires near side, complete across the 40-yard line. And that one is complete to number 12, Gavin Bateman.
In fact, it's interesting, these Pineview uniforms, Dusty, there's no color on them. The helmets are white, the pants are white, everything. They're going with the North Utah snow look tonight.
Yeah, northern monochromatic, as Tosh Wright picks up a first down to the 47-yard line, or probably 48-yard line. And Coach Hosner's like, you know, if we get a punt off, we held on to the ball in a kickoff, it still might be 7-0.
Right.
But then again, it still might be with this Orem offense. Trips to the top of the screen, wide receiver near side for Croton. Steps up in the pocket, fires deep, and that's broken up. Nice defense from number 87, Jacob Robinson.
You can see Croton done a nice job of extending the play there a little bit, stepping up. A difficult throw, and one that the defense was able to make a play on to break it up.
Back on the ground, this is Tosh Wright, and he's around midfield. It'll be third down and long for the Panthers. Near side receivers, Michael Moore. Is third down and 8 for Pineview. And we got a false start. So it's going to be third down and 13.
That time confusion on the snap count. Back this up, make the third down a little longer.
I think you're obviously in 2-down territory. And now a timeout taken by Orem. 5:35 left in the first quarter. Third down and 15. When we come back, you're watching the 4A semifinal on Deseret News on live.ksl.com. Third down and 13 for Croton and the Panthers. Pressure coming. Croton going to come near side. Looking for someone. Fires incomplete. Nobody open for Pineview, and now the punting unit will come on for Coach Osner.
21-0. I know that play's rolling near side. There were two routes to the top of the screen. They both stopped. I mean, the middle of the field's wide open. Give yourself at least a chance coming across. Things couldn't go much worse, right?
Yeah, absolutely. A nice left-footed kick taken on the run. And it'll be starting position around the 30-yard line. I think you had an illegal motion here on Pineview. The end man line of scrimmage was moving when the ball was snapped.
All I know is there was no chance 85 was going to block that kick. I was watching specifically, and they had a guy ready for him.
But a great chat with Coach Osner at Pineview, the longtime head coach at Pineview, and I asked him, so what is it with you coming to Rice-Eccles Stadium, the teams you've faced? They had Riley Nelson and that Logan Juggernaut in 3A back in 2005. And then comes back up just to face Pineview that had Xavier Suofio and a host of Bronson Kafusi and others. And then came back the next year to play against Cottonwood that had Isi Sofele and others who went and played Division I football. And now come up and play against this Orem team. As Cooper Laga got plenty of time. Now flushed out of the pocket, reverses field. Doesn't have anybody open downfield yet. Now fires through the hands of his intended receiver. And it'll be second down and 10 as Trevor Rocky cannot haul that one in.
How about Cooper using the official there, huh? Hey, he's part of the field. Might as well take advantage, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Until they move the umpire into the backfield like every other level.
And that's maybe, well, it's one of the aspects of this Orem team that I don't think we talk enough about is the
elusiveness.
Thank you. I was going to say elusivity of Cooper Laga. And you see his running, that time extending the play.
Laga going to throw. Pressure comes off the corner. Gets rid of it downfield and nearly intercepted and then nearly caught. As opportunity was there for Adrian Shelton, he just couldn't squeeze it.
It would have been a heck of a grab, Dusty. I mean, he had to really reach out, but it was one that he certainly could have had. Would have been a nice play to help try to ignite Pineview, get them some good momentum. Just couldn't haul it in.
Jackson Williams was the intended receiver. It is now third down and 10. Orem likes to throw a deep dig route on these third down and longs. Laga chased around again. Laga going to take off and pick up the first down with his feet, and then wisely slides down at the Pineview 49.
I mean, you have to appreciate this run from Laga. And I'm not certain if on TV it comes through at quite the same way it did here in the stadium. Dusty, that was incredible. I mean, the way in which he just changes the angle ever so slightly, and all of a sudden the defense completely out of position, goes from what could have been a sack into a 16-yard gain and a first down for the Tigers.
Sewell checks into the backfield. Nakua near side. Williams at the top of the screen. And a pitch out to Sewell. And Noah gets a nice block in front of him. It slips a tackle. Sewell still going. It'll be a first down for the Tigers at the 37-yard line. Actually, marked at the 36.
Another great run here by Noah Sewell. I mean, look at this. Turn inside. Just going to make one man miss. Able to slip that tackle. Not afraid to lower the pads either. Nice run by Noah Sewell.
As Sewell will remain in the backfield.
I think his first touch that didn't go for a touchdown.
It is. And it'll be Laga keeping it. And Cooper still moving. And the quarterback turning fullback gets to the 30-yard line. Gain of 6, and it'll be second down and 4.
No kidding, huh? I mean, I see Gavin Bateman come up, number 12, force Laga back inside. I'm like, okay, this is going to be a 2-yard gain. And all of a sudden, Laga is just churning those feet. Ends up picking up 6, taking on half the Panther defense.
Orem looking for a 28-point first quarter. Scored on their opening drive, blocked a punt, scored a couple plays later, then got a turnover on the kickoff that scored right after that. Laga throw outside, and this is Jackson Williams who put his shoulders down, found a crease inside the 20-yard line, and it is first and 10 at the 19, maybe 18.
You know, so many times on some of those quick throws out, those screens, you see players trying to figure out a way to get through laterally and try to work around the defense. That time, hey, we're just going to lower the pads, and we're going to pick up 11 yards.
Still yet to target Puka Nakua. Well, actually, he had one target, Puka Nakua.
Let's see, there's 3 defenders on Puka's side.
And it'll go to Sewell. And Sewell gets down to the 9. It'll be second down and 1. See the light box there, and Laga just goes run.
If you're an Orem fan, you have to be concerned. Noah Sewell's yardage is going down. 33 the first carry, 15 the second, 13 the third, only 9 here. That
trend.
Right. It's not a good trend.
Regress to the mean. Hashtag sarcasm.
Right. Thank you. Yeah, we don't need angry fans.
Yeah. Nearing the 2-minute mark here in the first quarter. It'll be Tui Savura on the carry. And Buju gets the first down. It'll be first and goal at the 5.
Just the interesting. We were talking with Coach Hosner before the game, and I asked him about Puka. How do you match up with him? He said, well, you don't, but we're not going to try to tailor our defense to him. They have. Nearly every play they've had that bracket coverage, 2 men, and sometimes by formation they've had 3 over there. They've shifted as the play has gone on. So essentially you've got 10 versus 9 right now. Obviously numbers favoring Orem, and the scoreboard and the yardage showing that here in the first quarter.
Tui Savura remains in the backfield with Rocky. Play action, Laga looking, now pumps, slips Katoa, stays on his feet, and Cooper Laga looking for the corner. He goes airborne and gets to the 1.
Oh, come on. You got to give him the touchdown there, don't you?
Took away a top 5 play.
It's a good thing I'm not an official. Wow. I mean, talk about the way in which Orem's been able to slip tackles. And this time it's the quarterback going airborne.
And now Laga gets to finish it off. Dives in the end zone. Touchdown, Orem Tigers. 27-0 with 1:12 left in the opening frame. Point after coming up. And the extra point is up, and it is good. And in the words of the legendary Ron Burgundy, that escalated quickly. It is 28-0 Orem, 1:12 left in the opening quarter. You're watching the 4A semifinals on live.ksl and DeseretNews.com. Pineview back to return. And it just continues to not be the night for Pineview, as Gavin Bateman probably should just let that ball go.
Yep.
And as it is, he pins his own offense inside the 5-yard line.
It's one of those where I'm not sure that he's quite aware of exactly where he is, and the moment he catches it, he realizes, and there's nothing he can do about it. I mean, you see him, he's like, oh, shoot, stay in, no, 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 and just can't hold it. Been that kind of a quarter for the Panthers.
So out comes Dallin Brown, as Sewell showing pressure. And Brown keeps it on the zone read, coming near side, able to break that tackle. And Brown across the 5-yard line to the 6. Getting out of the shadow of their own goalpost, gain of 3.
Nice job there by Brown. I didn't know if he was going to get out of the end zone.
Yeah.
He was able to turn to a second speed and pick up a couple yards.
And Tosh Wright breaks out of that tackle from Sewell. And Wright gets to the 10. It'll be 3rd down and 3.
Good to see Tosh get up. I thought that was a bit of an awkward tackle. Looked like someone may have come down on his ankle, but ain't no thing for Tosh Wright. Good to see.
Should give him an extra yard to the 11. So it's 3rd down and 2. Back to the zone read, and Brown pulls and has the 1st down. And Brown still on his feet across the 25, and then scoots out of bounds at the 33, maybe mark him at the 35. 1st and 10.
Biggest play today from the line of scrimmage for Pineview. And this one, how about the stiff arm coming here from Brown, able to slip the first tackle and then just, Nice helmets, but I don't care.
And Croton comes in. He's going to fire down the sideline, and a flag comes out. It'll be pass interference on Jake Robinson. Cuckoo Kachu, and just like that is going to be at midfield.
I like the mindset here from Pineview. Yeah, you look, it's been a bad quarter. You get a nice run. We're going to try to take a shot downfield. Ends up drawing the flag on this Orem defense, and Pineview going to be across the 50, Dusty.
Well, right on the 50 for the first time today. 15 seconds left in the quarter as Brown comes back on. Pressure comes. Brown's going to take off. Looked like a screen, but I don't think it was. Gets to the 45, and that'll be the final play of the first quarter, a quarter of which Pineview is happy to see come to a close. Orem puts up 28 points in the opening quarter. We'll be back with the second. You're watching the 4A semifinals on live.ksl and DeseretNews.com. Start the second quarter, and we'll start with Pineview on offense. Brown going to get it on. They were looking for that double pass there, and Sewell read it and got out there to him and just got him at the line of scrimmage. So we got to feel a little bit like you have flag football options here, with Croton and Brown being able to be on the field at the same time.
You certainly do, but maybe not against this defense.
Croton hands off to Wright. And Tosh gets down to the 42-yard line. It'll be 4th down and 2 for Pineview.
See, hard-earned Wright's yards here from Tosh, but just up front.
Here we go. 4th and 2 for Pineview. There's a look near side. Brown at the bottom of the screen. Croton will throw. Now moves. Finally dumps it off, and Wright has the first. No, they're going to say short. Okay, now he moved.
Yeah, he moved up
A couple of paces inside the 40-yard line. Initially, it looked like he was going to mark him at the 41.
Yep. Yeah, nice job here. There's nowhere to go. I mean, you're looking downfield, and there is an Orem Tiger around every one of them.
So first down, Croton going deep for Brown. And incomplete, just beyond the outstretched arms of Brown. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
Had a shot there. Brown had the defense beat, just overthrew it.
So Croton throws a nice ball.
Yeah, he does.
On the ground here with Wright. Tosh Wright veers to the outside inside the 35-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 2.
Pineview starting to get in the rhythm of this game and starting to kind of find their niche. Right, and a nice job slipping through the offensive line there, picking up a solid 7 yards on the carry.
2-by-2 formation for Croton. And it's back to the ground game, and Tosh Wright is wrapped up a gain of 1, where it'll be 4th down and 2 for the 2nd time on this drive.
And Pineview's punter's day is probably done, right?
Yeah.
By no fault of his own, but.
Timeout on the field from Orem. 10:07 left in the 2nd quarter. Fourth and 2 as Brown comes back in the backfield. Imagine this is so you can have that zone read look, keeping this defense honest. You're looking at double A-gap blitz coming. That's exactly what we see as Brown pulls, and he needs to get to the 30, and he didn't get there. Did not get there. It'll be turnover on downs, and it'll be Orem Tiger football.
You have to hit those windows so quickly when you're playing Orem. A good look. I mean, right here I'm thinking, oh, he's got a chance. But a great job coming in there, the linebacker for Orem. That was Tuisavura.
That was a great job by
DB. Sorry, yeah.
Came down that safety spot, and he shut that down.
Yep. Wasn't having any of it.
So the best drive of the night is spoiled, and back comes the offense from Orem. 4 possessions, 4 touchdowns. 10 minutes left in the half. That's Nakua in motion. Laga fires complete. And that is to Brenton Paulson. And it'll be 2nd down and 2.
I think you're going to see some more of that. Some motion. Try to get a different matchup for Nakua. But it's one of the things you got to love about Cooper Laga. Hey, he's not going to worry about trying to force a ball to his best receiver. He knows he has other options, and he'll take whatever the defense gives him.
And he's one. The best receiver is the open receiver.
Right.
Is Tuisavura around the outside. Across the 45-yard line is a 1st down carry. There was a flag on the play. You can have a holding penalty against Orem.
Saw it right there.
Yeah, Fred Prescott picking up that hold. Holding Dallin Brown, I think is who it was. Big night tonight for Orem on a night that one of the least favorite former Sons of Salt Lake City makes his return to Vivint Smart Home Arena. That is Nakua in motion. And it'll be Laga on the zone read, and mercy, there goes Cooper Laga. Turning on the Jets, Laga is gone. 10-5, touchdown, Cooper Laga, 67 yards out.
Yikes. We talk about the speed of Cooper Laga. And this one, Dusty, again, there's a couple Panthers that you think can make a play. And next thing you know, none of them have a shot at Cooper Laga. 5 carries, 94 yards, 2 touchdowns, and that's just on the ground for the senior quarterback of Orem.
Canyon Esplin comes on for the point after. The snap is off the mark, and then taking off, looking for the 2-point conversion, and he'll be short.
I thought he was in. I thought he stretched that ball across the goal line.
Yeah, Ethan Slade didn't quite get there.
I want a review.
We'll see the replay. I don't think we'll see who's right. Which D do you stand with? There's Brown there, and Slade is just short.
I think that ball's on the goal line. I got your back, Orem.
If you look ever so closely. Then you get a hold of my good friend Mike Pereira and say, hey, Mike, I need you to come on real quick. Maybe I'll text him. But what a first half for the Orem Tigers. We still have 8:44 left in the half.
Dusty, I have 327 yards of total offense, 240 for Orem. Another look.
Another look. Let's watch.
Get out the magnifying glass.
Right there, he's down.
No, he's not. He's on top. Nothing's hit the ground. He's on top of the DB. I think that's in.
I still think he's short. For nothing else, the fact that we don't need to agree on everything. But
Dusty and Dane in a fight.
If that's all we're arguing about in the third. As Brown's going to take this kick at the 1-yard line. Brown looking for a seam, and he is spilled out of bounds.
You know, a lot of things we could talk about, Dusty. 5 rushing touchdowns for Orem. Let's start with that, right? Everything has been on the ground. When you look at the team rushing yards, I have 190 yards of rushing offense tonight for Orem. And we are, 16 minutes in?
How many passing yards does the guy have?
I have 50.
And any to Puka Nakua?
No.
I didn't think so.
Yes, Puka has one reception for 10. Sorry, 1 reception for 10.
On that opening drive.
Yep.
So out comes Croton, I believe. Yes, it is Croton. Play action. Going deep down the middle of the field. He's got 2 receivers there. And it went off the hands of one of them that could have been a huge game. We're going to have pass interference on Orem, I believe, as Michael Moore just did not haul that one in.
We got an injury right around midfield. It was one of the Pineview receivers that got mixed up. This is a good idea, and I actually thought that he was going to be open this ball, maybe a touch underthrown. See Wergler there, the DB, able to make a play and try to cause some distraction there.
Pass interference, I believe, was called on Jake Robinson. So move the ball up to the 36-yard line. All kinds of players coming off the field. Croton working from the pistol. Play action once again. Croton again going deep, looking for Brown, and nice defense. Robinson able to go long arm and knock that ball away. That ball intended for Brown.
I thought this had touchdown written all over it. This is a great play made by Robinson. Boy, Croton took a shot too. Look at Brown go up. Robinson just coming over the top and swiping it away. He misses that, and it's the first points of the game for the Panthers. That's a big play by the senior DB.
Yeah, we got roughing the passer. Going to put this ball on the 49-yard line of the Orem Tigers.
Yeah, you saw it right as that ball. We had it right as that ball was leaving the screen. Came right up the middle. And Croton, well, he paid the penalty for that throw.
He comes off the field as Brown comes back on at quarterback. And, oh, my goodness, he had no shot. Knifing through and blowing up that play was number 32, Tauhi Tupola.
You said it best, just not enough there. I mean, you got to engage some of these Orem defenders, and that time it was almost like he was just passing him off. There was no one to pass him off to but his quarterback.
Vince McMahon's walk-up music is what's going through my head. No chance. Second down and long. Brown rolls near side, pressure coming, and Brown ain't getting away. Down he goes. This defense is that good. They swarm everywhere, and on the sack, we don't have a 4 on the roster.
The Tigers right now are pouncing in bunches. Sewell also in on the play. There's just not a lot of space for Pineview to work, and any space that has occurred, they've tried their shots down the field, and this Orem secondary has been able to recover.
Croton comes back on for this third down play. Quick hit over the middle as Orem was playing the sticks. The catch and run will get Pineview a little bit closer as Moten goes out of bounds. It'll be 4th down and 4.
A little check down here. Not a bad idea, but there's just very little hope to be able to pick that up given the way that this Orem defense plays.
So 4th down and 3 officially. Hit the slant, and there it is. First down on the 4th down play. On the catch was Pineview's number 17, Michael Moore.
Nice job here. This ball out quickly, right on the money. Good catch made and a nice first down for Pineview.
Croton stays on the field. Pressure coming. Down he goes. Once again, coming on the blitz and getting in for the sack is Tauhi Tupola. So after the sack, on the ground with Tosh Wright, he makes one man miss in the hole, and then he's spilled. On the stop for Orem was number 42. That is Jaden Ayu. Third down and 17. Showing double A gap blitz once again. Pressure off the edge. Croton going deep. And nobody home. Was looking for Brown. Brown was running up the rail. He threw it toward the middle of the field. So 4th down and 17 coming up for Pineview.
You got any good ideas, Dusty?
Hit it up the middle of the field. They're going to be blitzing double A caps is all I can think of. Bringing some pressure. Croton goes through the hands of his intended receiver, and only thing you have now is a 15-yard penalty, and there it is. But here's the thing. It's not an automatic first down. It's going to be 4th down and 2.
You know, that's one of those where fans are so quick to jump on the player. It's hard sometimes to pull up. I mean, you don't know that ball's not going to be completed, and expecting to stop on a dime. I mean, I don't think there's anything dirty about this hit. You see it's incomplete. Well, maybe a little high.
Upon
on
further
the replay,
review.
right? The replay, maybe that's a well-deserved flag. You know what I'm trying to say.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah, and I think that's the key. I think if he hits him in the shoulders, you know, it's hard to process that incompletion, but the helmet, I think, is really what garnered the flag, as you saw the call from our official.
And just so you know, in high school football, no penalties and automatic first down. So they get the yardage. It's 4th down and 2.
Also, so you know, that's different. Hit to the head is not an ejection like you see at the college level.
Only because we can't review it to take it away.
Yeah, well, maybe.
Croton in at quarterback. Fires off the hands of his intended receiver. No flags, and is now turnover on downs. Picked up a 4th and 2 previously, and Pineview receivers have come up with a case of the drops at times. And back in the hands of Orem. Puka Nakua looking for a second reception. Remember last year, Puka was 1 touchdown short of breaking the record. He had 3 touchdowns in the championship game that were called back.
Yeah, well, and at the end of the year, I think he tied it, right?
He ended up tying it,
yeah.
but he had those 3 that came back.
Right. Yeah, right now sitting at 23. The record is 24.
As Laga goes deep, got his man. This is Jake Peterson. And he'll walk in the end zone. Touchdown, Orem Tigers. As Peterson and Laga celebrate, it's 40-0, leaving no doubt.
How about the last 2 plays from the line of scrimmage for Pineview or for Orem? 132 yards combined, a 67-yard touchdown run. Here's a 65-yard. No, it's 75, right?
I believe so. They'd already cleared the board to see where they were.
Yeah, I think it was 75. My bad. So even more.
Esplin on for the point after, and it is good. 5:22 left in the half. It's 41-0 Orem all over Pineview in the 4A semifinal. $41-0 Orem leading. Put this one on the ground, and now goes out of bounds. Great play there by Brown, letting that one go. So it'll be Pineview football at the 35-yard line as it's 41-0 on Jake Peterson's 3rd touchdown of the season.
315 yards for Orem.
Amazing, considering the fact they had some short fields, 2 of them.
Yeah. Yeah, 125 yards through the air right now for Laga. He's also got 94 on the ground, 70 for Sewell, 26 for Tuisavura. It's been quite the show.
6 possessions, 6 touchdowns for the Orem Golden Tigers. Looking to get back to their 2nd consecutive state championship game, looking for their 2nd consecutive state championship. Fake the reverse. Croton going deep, looking for Brown. He got it. Brown to the 15.
We're seeing a bunch of home run balls now if you're Pineview, and why not? A 50-yard reception there for Dallin Brown from McLeod Croton.
And Croton. Oh, we got lucky.
Yeah.
Brown stopped running that route.
Yeah.
It'll be 2nd down and 10. Right in the backfield with Croton, bringing a lot of pressure. And he swings it out here to Wright. Picks up a block. And Tosh Wright goes in the end zone. And Pineview gets on the board.
Great play call. You mentioned bringing the pressure, and a fantastic job to call the screen play. Tosh Wright gets good blocking downfield. And a nice response here from Pineview, despite the huge deficit. Able to get one on the board.
Good for the senior to get in the end zone. As Pineview on for the point after. This is Connor Brooksby. And the kick is good. 4:52 left in the half. Pineview on the board. 41-7 to lead for Orem. Out comes Pineview. Imagine we might see an onside kick here. Orem not really looking at an onside kick. I know their special team coach, Coach Singa, might have him ready here. Left-footed kicker, only 3 guys on the left side of his foot on this, there's 4. As Brooksby does go onside, and Orem gets it.
Tell you what, Tupola was well aware. He came bursting up. He wasn't going to let that ball get 10 yards. Able to dive on it to ensure the possession for the Tigers. You see there's a hurt Tiger helping him come off on the play. Is that Dean?
It was Daly, I think. Well, taking a look at it here, just try to chip this one ahead.
Boy, he just got bit by the turf monster. Did you see him just go down?
Did.
No contact there. Scary.
If he was older, I'd be more afraid, thinking that was an Achilles or something like that. Well, can Orem continue to bat 1,000 tonight? 6 for 6 with touchdowns, as they'll start on the ground with Sewell. And Noah still going. Big fella near side. Inside the 30. Noah Sewell inside the 20. Actually, mark him at the 20. It'll be 1st and 10, Orem.
I mean, he's just such a deceiving runner. You see him and you're like, oh, yeah, you know, he's physical, but no, he's fast. And look at his ability to cut. Just so impressive the way that he's able to get extra yards with the angles he takes, his size. Good player.
As Laga in the pistol formation with Rocky behind him. They'll go to Trevor Rocky, and Rocky hits the seam and gets a 1st down for Orem. 2 plays, 2 first downs.
How about this stat? Sewell's at 99 yards, Laga's at 94. Dusty, they're 7 yards away from having 200-yard backs in the first half.
We got 4 minutes left in the first half. As Tui Savura, the back. Nakua to the near side. Is Tui Savura on the ground. And Buju, he slips out of that tackle. And Tui Savura in the end zone. Touchdown, Orem. Buju's 2nd. It might be your route, but it's fun to watch.
Another play where it's like this should be bottled up. There's one, there's two.
And say goodnight to the Under Armour.
3, 4 guys had hands on Tui Savura. It didn't matter.
Tell you one thing, I'm a parent. Those dry fit Under Armour.
Those ain't cheap, man.
Yeah, that's $50 a pop right there.
What are you doing?
Point after is good. It's 48-7, 3:39 left in the half of the 4A semifinal. Commentary brought to you by the Utah Army National Guard. Home. (48-7) the lead. For the Orem Tigers. And this again will be taken by Brown at the 10-yard line. And Brown dances around the 25, finds a little bit of a crease and gets out to the 38, maybe 39. As right now for Pineview, it's playing for the seniors.
Yeah, opportunity for the seniors to have one last kind of walk off and go leave it on the field, but man, this Orem defense isn't making it easy for them.
As they go on the ground, and it is Tosh Wright across the 40-yard line. Because I can tell you, the last game here, turkey bowls aren't nearly as fun. I mean, they're fun, don't get me wrong, but it's never the same.
Get a bunch of young whippersnappers.
You always
break your ankles.
I say, always get the one guy who takes it way too seriously. As Brown's going to take off, all that pressure came right through the line as he fumbles it out of bounds on the tackle from Robinson. But it's first down for the Pineview at the 44.
Look, Dusty, I kept telling you, there was an NFL scout there to see if I would be a good fit.
Hey, the Salt Lake Flag League, you and I both know that. It's a good time.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, since we got a team from St. George playing in this one, I mean, TD Croshaw was the leading passer in that league. As we had a penalty before the snap.
I think we had an inadvertent whistle. I mean, that ball was snapped as a whistle was blown, so everyone kind of froze. Just going to replay things here.
First and 10 from the 44. As Croshaw going to have to take off. And it almost feels like Orem's playing with 13 guys on defense. You slide by one guy, another one's there. You slide by that one, another one's there.
Yeah, we saw Coach Monkers, the head coach at Dixie. Of course, they won last night. We saw him up in the box before the game. Coach, if you're listening, good luck. Yeah. I mean, this Orem defense, we talk about the offense, Dusty, but this defense, oh, Nelly.
As Wright will take the handoff up the middle. And I'm going to have a Tiger slow to get up here as Jaden Ayu got popped at the end of that by his own teammate.
As a reminder, Pineview was averaging 50 points per game coming into this one.
Yeah, averaging.
And in the playoffs, they've been even more high scoring than that.
And they try to throw the quick slant, and that's broken up. Nice defense there by Robinson. It'll be 4th down and 5.
They've tried this play a couple times. Good coverage on the outside, able to close it down quickly. Make a good play on the ball. Great job defending that without drawing the flag.
Yeah, he's 2 for 3 out of that one. And that looked like those little early movement, and it's incomplete. I think they'd rather have the false start penalty Is a turnover on downs. And Orem football once again with 1:59 to go.
Bad news for this Pineview defense. Got to go defend Orem again.
And again, they are 6 for 6, or pardon me, 7 for 7 getting in the end zone.
Yeah.
And again, Puka Nakua only 1 target here in the first half.
See, I don't know if I've ever been 7 for 7 in anything in my life.
At any point, I don't know if I've ever been 7 for 7
right?
on something. Yeah.
It's got to be a good feeling.
That includes beating my daughter at tic-tac-toe. She does speak Mandarin, though. To throw, here's Laga. And he finds Nakua, and that is a first down at the 48. As you start wondering if Laga and Nakua aren't getting along on the sideline, and he finally finds him there. Nakua, the near side receiver. Laga. Plenty of time, plenty of time.
That's Puka.
And Nakua broke open late, and that intercepted. So it'll be 7 for 8 as that ball picked off by Daler Reimer.
Boy, he had Puka too. There's bracket coverage, it didn't matter. Koopa came off him. Tried to find his man, and boy, that's a great interception there for Pineview.
Yeah, it was a nice play by Reimer.
Oh, no, they actually said incomplete. No, I thought he waved incomplete.
He did. I think they said they declined the penalty.
Okay.
But our officials mixed up where we are on the field. He pointed the wrong way.
Yeah. Okay, I got all sorts of confused there.
There continues to be confusion. And now a flag is dropped by the white hat.
I mean, the real flag should be letting us all stand out here in the cold, right?
Absolutely. And he'll pick it up for the second time. And now everything's set. We're all good. It is one of the better white hats in the state working this game tonight. 1st and 10. 1:43 left in the half. Croton and the Pineview Panthers. As Croton running for his life, and Sewell gets him from behind, along with Maunga. And Maunga and Sewell get the sack.
Everything right now continues to be that deep route, that home run ball, and against this defensive front, very rarely are you going to be allowed the time to be able to dial one up.
Croton hits the quick slant, and Reimer with the catch, and it is Smith and Sewell combining for the tackle on this one. Third down and 6. Quick set and incomplete. Yeah, you get hit that much, you start creating pressure in your head, and Croton certainly did that there. Is Gunner incomplete on that pass, and 4th down, the punting unit coming on. Brooksby coming out.
What was it, 28 in the first, right?
Yeah.
20 in the second?
Yep. Falling off their pace. And nearly, it was blocked again. Joe Smith with his second blocked punt of the half.
He continues. Look, Cooper Laga is throwing, running for touchdown. Sewell's had a big game. Joe Smith knows he's got to keep making plays if he wants to stay in the running for our player of the game. The second block punt tonight.
Well, and Coach Hosner is like, look, what's going on here? Yeah, this isn't the kickoff. You can't tackle the guy for grabbing the ball. And we're going to have a personal foul penalty on Orem, and I believe it's going to be on Tupola. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 28-yard line. Imagine keeping the ball on the ground here to close out the half. Is, I believe that's Joe Smith down in the backfield. Probably it was Rocky. Couldn't quite see the number there. And we had a false start penalty on Orem. And I'll say this, I'm doing a couple Orem games. Not a lot of penalties here in the first half. This is a team that's usually fairly heavily penalized. They'll be backed up here after the false start. Legoth looking to throw, going deep, looking for Puka, and Nakua with his 3rd reception of the half. It'll be a 1st down at the 42-yard line.
You see the elevation by Nakua. This kid's got hops. So excited to go watch him play at USC, that next level, and a target that they will love to have.
JT Daniels will be very excited. And that pass complete to Jackson Williams at the sticks at the 48-yard line. It'll be another 1st down for Orem.
Yeah, you imagine him with St. Brown. I mean, that receiving core for USC.
Get a lot of Utah products hanging out in Southern California. Timeout taken. 12 seconds left in the half. We'll take it with them. .12 seconds left, 1st and 10. Quickly out to Nakua, and it's incomplete. I have 7 seconds left. Lagon got that out just a little too early and a little wide.
Dusty, we're 7 seconds from going upstairs and getting official stats. My unofficial, I have Orem at 405 yards.
That's crazy.
405
in a half. As Laga was seeing some pressure from Kotoa. No, he backs out of it. And we had a false start. Make this heave a little harder. So it'll be Puka Nakua at the top of the screen. Bracket coverage is still on him.
And I would figure the ball's going to go there no matter how many guys are on number 12.
Pineview brings pressure off the edge. Laga gets a clean look going deep. Jackson Williams, and oh, it's intercepted. And that'll do it for the half. All Orem, 48-7 at the half of the 4A semifinal. We'll be back in the second half. Right after this, you're watching the 4A semis on live.ksl and DeseretNews.com. Commentary brought to you by the Utah Army National Guard. Start of the second half. Dusty Litster and Dane Stewart with you here from Rice-Eccles Stadium. All Orem. It'll be the continual clock here in the second half until Pineview gets a couple scores, but also they'd have to stop Orem as well. As Orem Tigers show in that first half, Dane, 412 yards of offense for Orem in the first half.
Yeah, an unreal showing. I mean, we talked about Cooper Legaw. I've got him for 166 in the air, 94 on the ground, Sewell 99 on the ground. I mean, it has been the Tigers show, and I mean, the second half picking up right where they left off. Dusty, it has been one of the cleaner games for Orem, and you look at the 48 points, only 3 receptions from the best receiver in state history. So it's been everybody else contributing for Pineview, and for Orem, excuse me, and really, I mean, creating the lead that exists.
So out comes Brown and the offense. Their final half of football this season, as that ball is airmailed. And flag comes out. Is getting up a little gimpy there, I believe, was Adrian Shelton. No, check that. It was number 3, Isaiah Moten. It was interesting, good friend of, Deseret News writer Brandon Gurney tweeted out this, any other team besides maybe the 2013 Lone Peak basketball team been this dominant as Orem is right now? And my answer was, actually, let me ask you that. Do you have anyone that comes to your mind that would match this?
Yeah, I mean, the only one would be the one that you're going to bring up. So go for it.
Yeah, the 2005 Logan team with Riley Nelson and crew.
Yeah.
That was unreal.
Flores and
Jeff Alley.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember number 21.
The receiver.
Yeah, I can't think of his name off the top of my head. I had it in my, I was about to say it, and then now, because Dubois is not right. It was, it starts with a D if I remember right. It was number 21.
I mean, that team, Dusty, I mean, Riley Nelson had what, like 80 some odd touchdowns that year?
Yeah, 87.
Yeah, and that was a team that was victim to the same circumstances as Orem, and that is they played in a classification that they didn't belong in.
Yep. I
mean, that football team for Logan could have competed in 5A, and this football team for Orem could compete in 5A, and honestly, even 6A. I mean, you look at that Bingham game. Yep. 1 or 2 plays go the other way, and Orem can pull off that W. I mean, Dusty, it's a 1-possession game with 5 minutes to play.
As Brown keeps, and on 4th and 1, they turn him back. Kind of go to the point. I mean, the thing of it is that here's the thing about that Logan team in 05. They lost the 4A state championship game. They played in the state championship game the year before and lost it. And back then in realignment, you could not take just football and move up. So they were realigned to 3A, and everyone knew. Here's the other thing. They lost 1 game that year, and it was to Alta, 17-14. But they beat Skyline on Skyline's home field, and Skyline won the 5A championship. Unreal.
Yeah. Well, and you mentioned they lost to Alta. But it was so hard to keep that offense in front of you. And Riley Nelson, I mean, I remember being here at Rice-Eccles Stadium playing Pineview, and it was just like, it was nothing, throwing 50 and 60-yard bombs all day long. And that was supposed to be the quarterback battle. I mean, James Lark was on the other sideline, and it just never got going for Pineview, ever.
And poor Coach Hosner. That's why I brought that up to him earlier. The teams he had, but he was coaching Pineview then in 2005. And anyway, there was a conversation because this Orem team is historically dominant within its classification. And it's kind of a shame. It would be fun to have seen them in the 5A state tournament, even 6A for that matter, as we just mentioned.
Yep.
As Legat throws, and the pass is complete to Rocky. And Rocky gets his first down. Gets the first down.
I mean, we can play the comparison game all we want. I'll say this. On paper, right? You stack these two teams up against each other. I think Orem's better at quarterback. I think they're maybe a little behind at running back.
Which two teams?
Compared to Skyridge. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
I think they're better at quarterback. I think at running back, I maybe give that edge to Natoa, but they have better depth there because they've got 3 or 4 guys they'll run. I think wide receiver, more talented crew here. Yeah. Defensively, I think they fly around just as well. I mean, Skyridge is going to play for that 5A state title.
As Lagog rolls near side, there's Puka Nakua. He gets a touchdown and ties the record.
So how about Puka? I mean, he'll go down in the record books, Dusty, as having 24 touchdown receptions in 2 seasons. He needs one more to put himself at 1 and 2, whereas right now he's just got several ones.
Yeah, poor him.
Right?
Yeah, Puka Nakua in the record books, and good for him. And here's the thing about Puka Nakua, and you see him, like we talk about Sewell. You see Sewell, and you're like, mercy. Like, that's an athlete. You see Puka, and you're like, wait, he looks like Kai Nakua did before Kai got to the NFL and really got to focus on his body. You're a little surprised that's who that is. As the kick is good, 7:54 left in the third quarter, 55-7, Orem all over Pineview. As this kick will be taken to the 15-yard line. And there's an alley and an opportunity. If he waits for his blocker, he's got a touchdown. If he just lets him get out in front of him, Gavin Bateman takes that thing to the house.
And I was actually wondering, if he turned that inside, it would actually allow his blocker to get up to make that block. But just so anxious to make a big play, beat his guy to it. But this is a solid return. Great job blocking here from Pineview. You see the nice little lane up the boundary. One guy.
Yeah, just let him pick him up.
Yeah.
But here comes Croton and the offense. As Gunner pitches to right. They go reverse. Now Brown was going to throw that ball to Croton, but Orem saw it and picked it up. And Brown goes out of bounds. Thrown out by Maunga. And it'll be Pineview ball at the 40-yard line. 2nd down and 5.
Might have been Cade Brown who was the DB, and he was retreating in full mode, trying to get back to take away that pass from Brown. Nice job.
As Croton looking near side, fires. Oh, all you should have had an interception. He dropped it. It'll be 3rd and 5.
And Sewell almost did as well. This was a dangerous throw from Pineview. There's 1, 2. Couple Tigers had opportunities at that one.
And now a false start penalty against Pineview. But you think about what Coach Hosner has done at Pineview, Dan. I mean, historically great as far as the consistency of Pineview and how often they're getting to the semifinal. Because that, to me, is one measurement of success. It is hard to get here. It's not easy, and it's even harder to continually do it year after year. And that's what Coach Hosner's been able to do.
Yeah, it's been fantastic. And you know, when you look at that Region 9, you look at, Southern Utah football, you know it's going to be competitive. I mean, you got Desert Hills, you got Dixie, Snow Canyon. I mean, there's a lot of good teams down there, and every year his Pineview squad is one of the more better prepared groups. And, I mean, you talk about the postseason success, the best indicator of that.
Tosh Wright with a nice run as he gets down to the 10-yard line, and it'll be 1st and goal for Pineview.
Good 30-yard carry here from Tosh Wright as he's approaching 100 yards on the day. This play designed to go to the left. Great vision here from Wright. And how about that little step to create a nice interior lane? Well, we got a lot of stretchy clothing today that's going to get worn out. Some of the magic stretch is not going to be good tonight.
Fire near side. Oh, and just absolutely belted. Cooper Mills. Take that for your trouble.
Ends up going the wrong way. Look at this hit. 3 Tigers.
And it's a ball. 3 of them get their helmets out of the way. We need to give him credit for that. And here is Wright, gets inside the 5.
You know, we were talking about helmets. The Orem Tigers have a great look on the helmets tonight, Dusty. An adapted look from a local college team that's just down the road from Orem High School. It looks sharp.
They got the Sailor Coug kind of look with the Orem Tigers. Here is Tosh Wright. He's the one who got that big run, and it'll now be 4th and goal from the 1-yard line.
They've got a nice chrome feature to the decal. It's a sharp look. You know, here's the amazing thing. I mean, Tosh Wright's a big running back, right? And you've got Tusavura stepping in there, who's not the biggest kid, and hey, lower pad wins, right? Does a fantastic job to stop Wright on that carry.
And it'll be Wright. No, Croton pulled, and he doesn't get there. Orem turns him back. Turnover on downs. And it'll be Orem football at the 4-yard line.
Yeah, probably should have given this one off. There's a nice lane there. Well, I mean, you had Tusavura right there. I didn't see him the first time, Dusty. He was kind of hiding in the weeds. Great job by this Orem D.
But let's take you through Coach Hosner. And my understanding is 2004, I think he's about running his first year. 2004 gets to the state championship game. They lose with James Lark as a junior, lose to Bear River.
Yeah, and he mentioned that game.
2005, lose to Logan in the state championship game. 2007, loses to Provo in the state, to Pineview in the state championship game. 2008, semifinal loss to Cottonwood, had a chance to win that game, lost 19-14 as that passes off the mark. 2009, lost in the first round. They had a couple of down years. 2013, losing the championship game to Desert Hills. 2014, losing the semifinals to Dixie. 2016, losing the state championship game on the 2-point conversion. End of the game, lose to Desert Hills. And then here, get back to the semifinals. That is some consistency out of Coach Hosner. As Laga going deep for Rocky, and it's incomplete, and it's 3rd down and 10. But, back to the Orem Tiger conversation. Orem, and here's the thing, here's the argument against Orem, is that they were in the same region with Corner Canyon, Sky Ridge, and they had some good talent.
Yeah.
You had Cooper's older brother, Gunner, and you had Diarmian Natoa, and they didn't make the state tournament. Back to throw, Laga, fires, complete, and this is Jackson Williams for the 1st down to the 22-yard line.
Yeah, and I think one of the things that makes this Orem team different from that one, Dusty, look, all programs are adapting, right? They're all changing, they're all morphing as time goes on. I think what you see from Orem is you see an increase in their physicality, and you've seen times where they can really do a good job of controlling the emotions. And you think back on some of those earlier teams, back when they were in, then 4A, which is now 5A, and sometimes they had some struggles with that.
And look at Noah Sewell breaking out another one. Noah is over 100 yards and more. Noah to the end zone. Touchdown. Noah Sewell. In a game you didn't think you'd see anything else entertaining, Noah Sewell did that.
78 yards. And Dusty, truthfully, I mean, I don't know how he does it. I think that's the third Pineview missed tackle. Look at this. There's contact at the 35, and Sewell fights it off for 30 yards. Look at that. He's not even looking where he's going.
How many stiff arms do you want?
Wow.
That's checking your phone and all kinds of stuff while you're driving right there. You're not even looking at the road in front of him. Gets that one to the end zone. That is a DNR T5.
That is crazy.
That was spectacular. That was Jalen Warren-esque. Warren number 2.
Warm in my heart right now.
I did that just because I knew you'd like that.
So I got Noah Sewell, 6 carries, 177 yards, 3 touchdowns.
Mercy. Timeout on the field. 1:54 left in the third. 61-7. Still feeling the effects of that Noah Sewell run. I mean, okay, hyperbole. That's Marshawn Lynch early Seattle kind of thing right there. How long he fought that off. Actually, a lot like the one that caused the earthquake that started the whole beast mode thing.
I'll tell you this. You don't see that in Utah at any level very often.
Yeah. That was good. I mean, Noah Sewell, look at this run one more time. If you missed it earlier, watch. First of all, it's this run, but it's the end of it is the best.
Yeah, I love it. And again, like for me, I'm here and I'm like, oh yeah, Pineview will get him. And I just love it. Look, he's not even looking for it. I mean, it's like he could be having a conversation right now. Hey, man.
Adrian, haven't seen you for a bit, bud. What's
How's the weather down south right now, huh?
Hey, remember when I did this to you back when we did it in the backyard before I moved up to Orem?
Oh, man.
And you know he's gassed. I mean, he was on the ground for a while. I mean, the Sewell family is having some success. You got brother up at Oregon, you got brothers at Nevada. Yeah. Noah's going to have his choice of where he wants to go as well. They moved up to Orem to give him opportunities to be a little more high profile.
Well, that's going to help.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, here's how high profile. So you play Bingham, the most consistent program in the state of Utah. Yeah. Then you go to Bishop Gorman, to Santa Margarita, and win. I mean, that's what's even more impressive about that whole thing. Went and played Century up at Pocatello, played Canyon Springs, played Bishop Gorman, played Santa Margarita, and come out of that whole thing 3-2 as Brown with a big return. And how about Brown? Dallin Brown in his final game at Pineview takes the kickoff to the house. Touchdown, Panthers.
Good on Pineview. Hey, look, I mean, we talked about that last return. Very similar this time to the near side of the field rather than the far. Watch the change here from Brown. Again, going to try to get around the edge. We saw that in that last return. Look at the wall in front of him. Blockers. And now, hey, we're going to go back inside. Fantastic job there by Brown. When we talk about the speed of Sewell, Dallin Brown shifting things into overdrive on the kick return.
And he says, Esplin, you're not getting me.
Right.
He takes it to the house. Good on Dallin Brown. I'm actually a little surprised not seeing two-point conversion here, but out comes Brooksby to kick the extra point.
Sure, it's one of those where, you know, the 2 points doesn't do much. If they had a 52-point conversion option, they might try to take advantage of that, but not in the rule book yet.
Waiting on that one. Snaps down, kick is up, and it is good. 56 seconds left to go in the third quarter, and it's 62-14, all Orem here in the 4A semifinal. And Pineview goes onside, and they weren't ready. You had your guys in that shift, and Brooksby rocketed that thing out of bounds. He needed to at least let his guys get to the other side of the football there on that one. But I dare say we should see, I don't know if we'll see Lagat. Maybe I'm wrong. Because I see Nakua in the huddle over there. Maybe it's not letting him play the fourth quarter.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're basically there, right? You got 50 seconds left here in the third. But Lagat's going to come out. I'm with you. Hey, look, we know you're going to beat Pineview. And to me, you don't have a healthy Lagat. And not that, we're forecasting an injury or anything like that, but for me, I'm about setting my team up for next week. You got one more game. Last thing you want to happen is something bad to your starting unit. But they're still rolling.
And Lagat goes play action. Maybe looking for Nakua's record-breaking touchdown. He's weaving through everybody. Here goes Cooper Lagat. Shades of Tate Martell against Kahuku. Gets down to the 25. There's some flags on the plate.
What a run by Lagat. I mean, look at this. So he's evaded 3, 4, 5, 6 Pineview defenders. I'm going to go 7. It's the 8th and the 9th that are able to bring him down.
It's the peel back block there by Salmatea that picks up the flag.
Salmatea, a kid that we haven't talked a ton about, a sophomore, was a freshman last year on that state championship team, up front, number 76. Dusty, this kid is a top 10 prospect in his class. Not in the state of Utah, not regionally, nationally. A top 10 player in Salmatea on that offensive line at Orem.
Family moved here from Hawaii to give him an opportunity to play. Again, more high-profile opportunities. And it's different. And I know Tua Tagovailoa now skews the whole thought of what Hawaii football looks like. It's better football.
I will say this. I mean, that's the definition of sacrifice. You move from Hawaii to Utah.
Yeah. I know Thompson Coles wishes he was back in Hawaii instead of being in Utah right now. He just got back yesterday. Welcome to the weather. Half of what he was enjoying just yesterday, as we got a play clock issue.
This wasn't even the overnight lows.
Oh, no, that's the end of the third quarter. We head to the fourth and final quarter in the 4A semifinals. Commentary brought to you by the Utah Army National Guard. Start of the fourth quarter. Again, we will have the continuous clock. It's already running. As that's Nakua in motion. Lagat fires, and that's complete to Jackson Williams. There's only one man to beat, and Williams will walk in the end zone. And it's now 68-14 in favor of Orem. And I'm looking back to see if there's a flag as the officials are discussing.
Yeah, I mean, the whistles made it sound like there was, but I don't see one.
Well, the offensive line's still standing back by the line of scrimmage.
I'm not quite certain what I'm missing here.
And there's not a flag on the play.
Everything looks clean. I mean, I don't see anyone down on the turf or anything. I didn't hear that. Did you hear it?
I did not. Did not understand it. Penalty on the offense.
It was the top line judge that had the flag. He's just tucking it back in now.
Formation. There might have been a legal motion. It looked like Nakua was moving toward the line of scrimmage on that before the snap. I think that's what it was. Trips to the bottom of the screen, Nakua at the top. Lagaz, a pre-snap penalty. Just giving the coaches something to talk about this week. They're preparing for Dixie and the things they need to clean up on an effort of which they've scored 62 points.
How about we talk about that? Now I'm just throwing. How about the job of this coaching staff? I mean, Coach Hill, do you realize it can't be the easiest thing to go out and prepare your team week in, week out when you're up 62-14.
Yeah.
And the way that their message able to resonate with these kids to help keep them focused, fantastic job by this staff for the second year in a row of sending Orem to the state championship.
You know, I can only say this from talking to a coach that runs a program that's won 10 straight state championships. And I asked him about it once, about how you keep him focused. He's like, look, you tell him you want to be the ones that doesn't do it. As Laga won't get away from Katoa. First time tonight, Laga's been caught behind the line of scrimmage, and is Katoa able to get to him. But I asked that to Kenny Sanchez, because this is kind of what Bishop Gorman sees every year in Nevada. And so how do you do it? And it's more than just don't be the one that drops the ball. But he's like, look, tell him any week you're going to lose. Like, first goal for Bishop Gorman is to win a state championship. And that's what, for Coach Hill, it has to be the same thing. But you're right, how you're able to do that. But you have great assistants. You have Lance Reynolds Sr., there's a well-tenured coach in Division I football forever, and amongst others. As Lagaz going for Puka. Oh, just could not pull that one in. Nakua, that's a surprise, right?
Yeah, I'll tell you this. It hasn't been a great game for Pineview. You can look at the score, obviously. That's a memory that Dallin Brown can take with him. Hey, look, I broke one away from the best receiver in Utah high school football history. Puka gets two hands on that. Brown able to punch it out. That's a great play made by the senior Dallin Brown.
Yeah, a couple years he's watching USC play against whoever, and then he doesn't. He's like, hey, I broke one up. I didn't give up a touchdown to Puka.
What's your problem, Cal? Maybe you should have recruited me.
And he's the kryptonite, right? For the rest of his life. Delay game against Orem. I mean, I've made a whole thing about saying I was the outside linebacker with Jan Jorgensen. I mean, I'm white Jan had all the sacks all those years.
Everyone was looking for old number 20.
Yeah, 20. You're not letting him get to the quarterback.
In the tennis shoes.
For some reason.
That's a great story, by the way, folks. If you ever see Dusty Litster, ask him about the tennis shoe game. I love that story.
The Granite Farmers.
Love that story.
Back to throw, Laga. He's got Nakua crossing the field. Goes to him and broken up.
Daler.
Daler had the interception earlier. A similar play by Daler.
Risky throw by Laga. Hey, maybe USC can look at Puka as a DB, too. Does a nice job of breaking that play up because Reimer had a great break on that ball.
It's in his family's blood. I mean,
right?
Kai Nakua
Safety
pro
BYU.
ball. Yeah.
How about the first punt of the game by Orem?
I'm surprised Britton Paulson didn't pull a hamstring there. He's been sitting in the cold as long as we have for the most part, as far as being a punter.
Well, that's why kickers have to stay loose on the sideline.
Yeah, luckily he's a tight end. So
that helps.
8:35 left here in the fourth quarter. And the final couple, maybe one more possession after this one for Pineview as the continual clock will start as soon as the ball's set. And Croton in at, Brown will be in the receiver down here at the bottom of the screen.
Croton just a junior. got one more year coming back here at Pineview.
And he finds the other quarter. No, pardon me. It's so hard to still pick up on these numbers. Number 17, that's Michael Moore. And he documents his way to the 47-yard line.
Yeah, I see what you did there.
I've been trying to work that in.
Yeah.
A couple times. And here is Wright. And Tosh Wright finds a seam. Big fella. Welcomes himself to Joe Smith and gets inside the 40-yard line.
Tosh, another one of the seniors on this roster. He's had a good game today, Dusty. Tough physical runner. Got off to a little bit of a slow start, but really this second half, he's been finding yards in bunches.
As it goes back to Wright, again another seam here. Big 28, rumbles inside the 25 down to the 22-yard line. As they'll set the ball here, 7:35 to go.
Deceptive speed for his size. I mean, to me, it almost seems like a Jerome Bettis type, right? A bigger back, but he gets the angle, and it's going to take you some time to chase him down. He's been a good back today for Pineview.
Timeout taken by Orem, 7:35 to go here in the 4A semifinal. 7.5 on a rolling clock here in the fourth quarter. As Croton pumps. Can't find anyone. Rolling near side. Can he get rid of the football? And just finally shovels it, intercepted. No. Sewell. A smart play. Just Sewell had a shot at it.
Well, imagine if Sewell came up with that pick, huh?
We'll add that to his highlight reel for the day. And actually, trying to figure out if that's what they're considering here.
I think they are. It was certainly close. I don't know if he got his feet in or not.
I love that Hosner gives him another hug. And it was, you know, obviously Sewell's from St. George, spent time there. And Coach Hosner, hey, good looking, gives him a big hug. But Croton also gave him a little helmet tap as well. But penalty on Orem, I didn't quite pick up what it was. It looked like a personal foul penalty. So he trips to the bottom of the screen, one receiver to the top. And it'll be right off the left side. Gets down to the 7-yard line. Now inside of 7 minutes left. And Orem will take on the Dixie Flyers next week at 11 o'clock. And we'll have the call for you. Championship Friday. A fun but sad day here in the state of Utah, as it means the end of football season. But Brown just impressive to stab that one, coming near side and finally brought down. And another flag. This will go on Sewell for the hit out of bounds.
You know, I mean, you start thinking about that game, Dixie and Orem. I don't know how Dixie puts together a game plan for that. I mean, we had a chance to see Dixie yesterday, took care of Park City. But the way that Orem just has the ability to create offensive avalanches I mean, it's going to take near the perfect game. And, we saw Coach Monkers. We mentioned that earlier in this broadcast, and he said, you never know. You never know how a high school kid is going to go out and play. And, you look at the Olympus Corner Canyon game. He was here for that one. Said, who would have thought? And, Olympus isn't going to like hearing that. But it's one of those things where you play the game because you just don't know. But, man, this Orem team has been a machine all year long.
No, absolutely, for the last 2 years. That is the Sewell is the one slow to get off the field. He's able to walk off. Looks like he got a cramp or something. Keeps checking his calf. Look at the cool. Just get to the sideline. Actually, I think it's because Nakua was trying to help him off the field, and Sewell's like, get off me. Like, I'll get. But now Nakua in on defense. You see, Gary Croton was actually drawing a play up during that timeout.
Yeah. He must. You think he saw a blackbird?
Somewhere there's a former BYU player or SUU player that's laughing about that. As Gunnar Croton in the shotgun. And there was the clear out. Try to throw under. Did he get his feet in? No.
Oh.
And that was actually what he was saying. He said, hey, you're going to come in. He cleared that out, and the corner route was there.
Another look. See if he did get that foot down. It was close. This ball floated. Really didn't need to. Right there. Good call by the official right on it. I thought that foot was out of bounds. Nice job by the linesman able to make that call.
Well, it was 4th and goal from the 1, and they didn't get it. This time it's 4th and goal from the 3, and they're going to kick the field goal. Let Brooksby get a chance to get a field goal here at Rice-Eccles Stadium. Snaps down, and getting off the edge and blocking it was Ethan Slade, and then Robinson picks up the ball, and it'll be Orem football at the 22-yard line.
How about can I get a little hashtag DNRT5 for the special teams of Orem?
Joe Smith and Ethan Slade, 2 blocked field goal punts and a field goal?
Yeah, I know they gave up a kick return for a touchdown, but 2 blocked punts, a blocked field goal. They also created a fumble off a kick return. The special teams unit today for Orem has been phenomenal, and they get as much credit for this win as the offense with all the short fields they've created. Particularly going back to that first quarter.
Coach Senga going to be very pleased with his special teams performance tonight, other than that touchdown. As Rocky Hurrian joins the offense. And they're getting a pretty good cheer across the field as James Tenney gets the carry here for the Orem Tigers. Junior defensive end, linebacker. His brother was a big cog on that team a year ago, working up front. Terrific defensive lineman last year for Orem.
We've talked about Noah Sewell's day. 29 yards a carry.
33 and a 67-yarder doesn't really hurt.
That helps.
As here is Sewell. And he's not hurting that average. As he keeps going, a flag comes in. So some of this will come back, and Sewell driven back. As he'll say, I have not hit the turf yet. But penalty against Orem, I presume.
His shortest run was 9 yards.
Touchdown run, though, right?
The 9 was not.
Okay. So blocking penalty against Orem negates the run. As the final 4 minutes and 24 seconds will begin to roll here momentarily.
Actually, maybe it was.
Another one was a 15-yard run.
33, 50, whatever that one was in 78.
Back to the ground to go is Tenney. Actually, might be a different running back here. Couldn't quite tell. I actually think it was Tenney. This will be 2nd down and 8 for Orem. These final plays are just semantics in this ball game. That was dominated that first quarter, 28 points. As they get this now to Trevor Rocky. Rocky across the 40, out across the 45 for a 1st down. As the clock will continue to run. First and 10 for the Tigers as Lagov fires out. And
no whistles.
No whistles. That's a fumble from Micah Fea. And the recovery goes to Daylor Reimer, who had the interception earlier in the game, and now a flag comes in at the end of the play.
Well, I don't know if he ever had possession of that football. I mean, you get another look at it there, and it's right at the start of the replay. To me, it looked like that was a little loose in his hands, but the officials let the play go on and get another look at it here. I mean, Dusty, you tell me.
Yeah, he never had that ball. That is an incomplete pass. And I know they shouldn't feel this way. They're got a 48-point game, so. And on top of the personal foul penalty against Orem. And it goes against Fred Prescott. So out comes Croton and the Panthers. Gunner going deep. Oh, nice ball, nice catch inside the 5-yard line. Michael Moore to the 2.
He's just documenting all sorts of plays tonight, huh? This is a great ball, but a more impressive catch because this is good coverage on the play. Going up, pulling that ball out of the air. Nice job by Moore.
Croton looking for a touchdown pass. No, going to get to Tosh Wright. He goes in the end zone for the touchdown for Pineview as they get into the 20s.
See the pulling guard, excellent blocking up front, and untouched for Tosh Wright until he was in the end zone.
The continual clock will run. As football will not be done here at Rice-Eccles Stadium this weekend, as the point after is up and no good. 1:54 left here in the 4th quarter. You watching the 4A semifinals on live.ksl and DeseretNews.com. Out comes Pineview. Another onside kick opportunity. And they get it at the 45-yard line. Pineview saying, or Orem saying, look, they touched the ball before the 50. And then see if the officials agree.
They are looking at that. The linesman coming down from the top. Let's see
He hit it after the 50.
Yeah. Certainly looked like it on that shot.
At a former life, we replayed this on the Jumbotron over and over. And I think you were the replay technician on that one.
I neither. Yes, I was.
13 years
I feel like
ago.
it just came out like Iron Man, right? It's like, by the way, I am the replay technician.
And it was a Pineview onside kick, nonetheless. Also
a night game.
Yep. Which it was a discrepancy of where they touched the football.
Yep. And they were a yard short, Dusty, and we let the entire stadium know. The thing this staff has going for him is the Jumbotron is now black. So there's no reference. And Coach Fernandez, the Roy coach, he would have appreciated a black Jumbotron this morning, right? But
and Coach Hosner say, hey, 13 years ago you took one away from me. Funny thing was, I had the camera on that one. You're running.
Oh, man. It feels good to get that off my chest, huh? I've been holding that in for a long time.
Yeah, you've had people chasing you down for years.
Yeah.
You were the white whale.
That was me. Everyone got outside of the truck. They should have been mad at me. In fairness, the director decided to keep running it. So,
and I think all of us kept saying, hey, let's keep showing it.
I don't think anyone was opposed.
I was proud of my shot. I nailed that one. So they say illegal touching, not giving Pineview the football. So out comes Laga on the offense. That's Rocky in motion. And Tenney on the carry. And Tenney, he wants some on that one. Gets 9 on the carry. We have just a few plays left here before the weekend. The semifinal weekend is over at Rice-Eccles Stadium. And the stadium preparations will begin for Utah versus the Ducks tomorrow.
You think about these Orem Tigers, and sometimes, I know in my mind, I probably unfairly characterize them as more of a finesse team. This is a physical football team, and I know Tenney, look, he's not the starter, but even on that run, hey, he's lowering the pads, he's initiating contact. It's a physical group, and it's what makes them such a fun watch, is they can really beat you in a number of ways.
And Puka Nakua on his patented screen play. He took that thing 70-some-odd yards against Bingham in the first game of the season.
Yeah, here's free scouting for you. Coach Monkers, you better be ready for that one.
I think Lance Reynolds might have a couple of variations on that play. This will be the final play of the game. As Laga was looking to set up a screen, gets away. Still going. Cooper Laga.
The ball came out.
It's
now Tenney.
There's a flag on the play. The band stayed in the stands.
My favorite thing, Puka was just watching at the 30. He's like, Cooper's got this. What do I need to run around for?
He's like, one way or another, there's going to be a penalty. I don't know. I guess they're getting Hill for the penalty right there. And that's what they're getting. But as soon as they set the football, this game will be over. 6 seconds as Lagan lost that one, forced there by Katoa. As Tenney's like, looky, and got that one. And the clock will start, and this game will come to an end. Back-to-back years, Orem getting to the 4A state championship game. Dan, your Utah Army National Guard player of the game.
I mean, Dusty, I've been dreading this for the last 15 minutes because I got 4 guys that I could legitimately get this to, and I don't know which way to go. I'm going to go with Cooper Laga. 4 total touchdowns, ran for over 100 yards, threw for over 200 yards. I mean, he was nearly 400 yards just himself and might have eclipsed that once we see the final stats. Cooper Laga, fantastic game today. Could have gone with Noah Sewell. We mentioned the 29 yards per carry, or even Joe Smith. But to me, Cooper Laga took advantage of the short fields, executed the offense perfectly tonight. Congratulations to Cooper Laga and the Orem offense.
Congratulations to Pineview getting to the Rice-Eccles Stadium. Congratulations, Cooper Laga, our National Guard player of the game. For Thompson Coles, Ryan Rasmussen, I'm Dusty Lister. Thanks for joining us. Will we see you next Friday night next Friday all day for the state championship games right here on live.ksl and DeseretNews.com.